Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here. So, this is a really interesting thing to talk about because if you would have told me a year ago I'd be talking about this, I'd be like, no way. But honestly, I have come to understand the art of practicing what you want to do to get better and better and better. Each one of us has a natural talent and a natural genius that we are meant to bring forward in this world. And whenever we recognize what this talent or genius is, it's our job to sharpen its edges. It's our job to refine this craft so that when the moment comes that we are ready to step forward in this gift, it is potent. It is like a lightning bolt. It is going to have the biggest overflow and impact that it possibly can. But this doesn't come without practice. And I feel like this really begins with like the mind. And it has been one of those things over this last year. I had always heard the term create your own reality, create your own reality. I was like, yeah, I get it. But it didn't click until it was ready to click for me. And then I started picking up books like Think and Grow Rich, like U Squared, like As a Man Thinketh. And all of these books say the same things in different words. U Squared, there you go. And it's just the fact that our thoughts create our reality. Easy peasy, right? It's like, yeah, I get that. But what happens when life shows up and that is challenged, or you see something that comes up and you're like, I don't really like that at all? You are being given the opportunity to create your own reality, to have better thoughts about what you'd like to make in the future. And for this to really become a thing in your life, I'm telling you what, it takes practice. This isn't an overnight fix with your brain. There's going to be some beliefs that you can flip just like that. I'm a snapper. There's going to be some beliefs that you can flip just like that, and you're going to see the results take place the next day, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, the gates have opened. It totally makes sense. I know how to do this in every scenario. And there's going to be other things that you have to really, really practice and get good at. So for me, one of the things that I really practiced and got good at was having these thoughts of being successful. It started with my confidence, where I decided not only am I going to succeed, but I'm going to be done thinking about the ways and the worries of things not working out. I'm just going to be success oriented. And this, my friend, is very different than positive vibes only. This is you being emotionally intelligent enough to know whenever it's time to focus on the goal at hand and go after it with your whole heart and your whole mind. It all starts and ends in your mind. And so I practice this. I get to be successful. This gets to work out. Things get to work out for me. I would picture things before they'd even happen. And I'd picture them working out and it going good and not having to worry and anxiety myself out over how they might come to be. I just said they're going to work out. Then that transformed. So this is where the practice comes in because it just gets better and better. Then that transformed from not only do I get to succeed, but what if I start seeing myself as the winner? What if I start seeing myself as somebody that can be the top of the class, that can do this better than anybody else, that is like just brilliant? What if I start seeing myself as that person? And it took time to start incorporating that in my system each and every day. It took practice to feel that way. I'm telling you, it's not always overnight. It's practicing day in and day out. So then I had grasped the winner's mentality. And then I had a new big shift come in and it's like, okay, so what if you're not only the winner, but you have a leg up on everyone else? And I was like, whoa, that's a different belief. But it was coming through clear as day. And so I practiced that, not in an egomaniac way of like, I'm better than everyone, but I have all of these unique talents and abilities. Like list out all the things that you're really good at and why you should succeed, why you do have a leg up on everybody else, because it's you and it's your specific genius that you're meant to bring forward. So of course you have a leg up on everybody else. It's you. You're discovering yourself. Just like an artist that does an ice sculpture is uncovering more and more of that every time they use their pick. That's what you get to do. And it just takes practice to get there. It takes practice. These mentality shifts, especially in the beginning, is where you're climbing the biggest hill, because a lot of people have their thoughts in yesterday or in fears and anxieties of tomorrow. And it's a mixture of the two of those that creates basically a shitstorm that isn't going to serve you. So what you have to recognize is it takes a lot of practice and a lot more brain power to create a future and feel it in your body of something you've never even seen yet, of something you've never even experienced yet. But for you to have all of that like energy flowing through your system, those feelings flowing through your system of it already being done, that is true talent, skill, and ability, my friend. That's what's going to set you apart from the rest of the crowd whenever you decide that you get to create this beautiful future. Whenever you practice this future over and over and over again until one day, and I love this because I've seen it happen in my life so many times. I've read all of these books about it happening for other people, but when you experience it, it's something magic to behold. But you practice it every day, no matter what you're seeing around you. You practice this every day, and the results happen. The results happen when you're persistent with that thought and those feelings of what you're creating. The world starts to bend around you to go in your favor to these new thoughts, to these new goals, to these new destinations, because you practiced it. You got sharp, you got clear. And each and every day that it didn't come into fruition, you got sharper, you got clear, you doubled down. And eventually the clouds open up, whether it's a week later or whether it's a month later, whatever it is for you. Every single manifestation has a different gestation period. So you got to be willing to water and fertilize that new idea, that new story for as long as it takes to get here, but it's going to get here because it's yours. But it just takes practice each and every single day. But I'm telling you right now, from experience, it's so worth it. You're so worth it. And the future that you desire is so worth being committed to practicing a new mentality each and every day and getting 1% better each and every single day. This will be a new practice in your life that you'll recognize, how did I ever live without this? This is just like, I feel like I have the roadmap to success now. It's through the practice of having this healthy mentality and creating the future that you desire. So go out and do this and practice and see how good life really can be whenever you lock this in. And I'm telling you what, go either find here on YouTube. There's so much stuff with like Bob Proctor or Earl Nightingale, who I love both of them and I listen to all their stuff all the time. If you're more of a listener, go listen to what is it called? The Strangest Secret or Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale, or go to the Proctor Gallagher Institute. Like just Google Bob Proctor and you'll find a bunch of his stuff. He studied Think and Grow Rich for over 60 years and he got so much wisdom from it. Read books like You Squared or As a Man Thinketh, As a Woman Thinketh, whatever. You can go forward in your life. Saturate your brain with success. Stop mindlessly scrolling. Stop mindlessly watching the same TV shows over and over again, even though I do that sometimes. But use your time wisely. We're only here as ourselves this one time, as this person. I'm only here as Stephanie at this age, right here, right now, once. So make the best of it. Your future deserves the best version of you. Bye-bye.